Yes, sir. Mod Tricker, back up in this thing, man. Today, we'll be breaking down some mysterious videos that'll have you demanding answers. Also, as you guys can see, I'm not in my normal setup today. That's because I've actually been out of town for the past week in one of America's creepiest cities filming new content for the channel. So make sure you sub up so you do not miss this. So with that being said, guys, let's hop straight into the video.
Have you heard of the red shoe cult, I think it is? Nah. Ariana Grande exposed that she's in that recently. How? A lot of politicians, high influence people, all wear like red shoes in important like media day photos, and that's supposed to like bind the group, right? In the Oscars, she had two dresses, right?
Yeah.
One dress was normal, and then the other dress, though, I'll show you now. I want to see if you notice.
It looks like there's a shoe on her back.
Yeah, there is a shoe. It's a red heels pointing at her back. And I'm telling you, do your research on the Red Shoe Club. It's not for fashion that they're wearing the red shoe. It's literally, yo, brother, I'm with you. Like, you'll know that you're part of that group. She literally wore that in the biggest media. Why is there a heel on her back? Why a red heel?
Interesting.
And you know how in The Wizard of Oz, what does the witch make the people fight over? A red slipper. And Ariana Grande, there's theories of what? She's actually a witch. It's weird how they tie.
Hopefully in Ariana Grande's case, it has something to do with her role in Wicked, because if you know about the actual Red Shoe Club and what those shoes are made of, then you'll know that that would make her a real life Wicked Witch. I wouldn't know what to do if I walked in the room and saw worms descending from the heavens like this. This might be the first person in history to have a ceiling worm infestation.
This is the most demonic thing I have ever seen taken place at any sporting event in my entire life. What you're looking at is a demon being summoned in the crowd on top of a satanic pentagram, and there's even demonic chants on the banners below the crowd. What you're looking at is a home game of FC Kaiserslautern, also known as FCK, and they're doing a pre-game ritual. And what you're going to see here is that people are holding up signs, and it creates a satanic pentagram. And as time goes on, you can see the person shifting the camera. On the other side, I believe those words say invincible forever. But then slowly there's a demon that's going to arise. Now, if you look at the bottom, the banners here, they say words in Latin. And if we translate them, let's see what it says. Exaudi nos Lucifer et surge ex abyss sume nimas nostra. Oh my gosh, this says, hear us, O Lucifer, and rise from the abyss, take our souls. What the heck? Now they actually say something else as Lucifer is slowly spawning from the crowd. It says, ad lucem nos Lucifer et surge ex abysso sume animas nostras. Jesus, forgive me for even saying this, but it says, to light us, O star, and arise from the abyss, take our souls. What the heck? I mean, I don't care if their mascot is like a devil or something, whatever the heck it is. This is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. There's got to be some evil energy going on in this game.
They got the most dedicated fan base in the world if they're willing to sell their souls for a soccer game. It would be super embarrassing if the team ended up losing after all this.
Be deported until jurisdiction is more clearly determined. Walk us through your initial reaction to that court ruling. Do you feel like you and your team are in a good position to address this legally moving forward, or what do you want to see happen next?
Yes, I mean, look, this was a really important next step. Early this morning, the legal team filed an amended petition with the court, and we're ultimately asking the court to send Rumessia back to Massachusetts immediately and to release her from custody. And just about an hour or so ago, we received a court ruling where
either she goes to the gym and only does neck workouts, or she's hiding a mean pair of gills. Maybe it's some type of moth, but it kind of looks like a fairy doing the Charleston dance like they used to do in the 1920s. I don't know what I'm looking at.
Check this shit out. The sun is over here. Look at these. What the f is that?
This could have something to do with the way the light is refracting through the atmosphere, but China is working on an artificial sun, so maybe they launched it already.
Have you heard about this mass surveillance program? That is a flock safety camera. It's an artificial intelligence automatic license plate reader, and unlike others, flock cameras are connected to a nationwide database. They run your plates against police hot lists and the FBI's criminal database. Cameras also record data like your car's make, color, or features like a missing hubcap. There's even AI-powered audio detection for things like gunshots or fireworks. So then Flock's database stores all the information gathered for up to 30 days. And this surveillance is constantly expanding. An estimated 40,000 Flock cameras read over 1 billion plates per month. They're in 5,000 communities across the US and are used by over 3,000 police departments. And it's not just police departments using these. Flock cameras are used by major companies, neighborhood HOAs, and affordable housing communities, which is well within their right, but then police have access to all the information gathered. Flock says the cameras only detect license plates and vehicles, not facial recognition or people, and they're prohibited for immigration and traffic enforcement. So what do you think?
It's really starting to feel like the book 1984 by George Orwell, where the citizens were under constant surveillance by the state, is coming to fruition. This might be some type of balloon, or the real life Mary Poppins lives in Iraq.
So we're out at the property right now, cleaning some stuff up, and Mitch and I are in the back of the property in the woods, and you will never believe what we just found back here. File cabinets. We're not 100% sure what to make of it yet, but we found some weird things in it, like this Secret Service folder, some government debrief documents, a picture of George and Barbara Bush with a handwritten letter on the back of it, a bunch of different passports, and a whole lot more. So we decided to load up the file cabinets in the car and take it all back to my house. We sat here for hours going through all of it, and at a certain point, we were honestly wondering if we should be even reading some of this stuff. What we eventually figured out was there was this guy named Lee, who was either the previous owner's uncle or father-in-law. And not only did Lee spend a ton of time in Japan per his passport stamps for some branch of the Air Force in the 60s, but after that, he was in the Secret Service and was on Lyndon B. Johnson's detail. But anyway, we're going to keep going through some of this stuff, and if you want to see what we find, stay tuned.
I don't know, a random Secret Service file cabinet in the middle of the woods just kind of feels like a setup. I would have left it alone, or at least not posted it on social media. That's how you come up missing.
What the fuck is happening?
The last place I would want to be during an earthquake is in a rooftop swimming pool. My boy was holding on for dear life.
Let's talk about the Rockefellers. Rockefellers were like one of the wealthiest families in the United States and worldwide. Like they own the oil industry. The Rockefellers, just out of pure greed, have affected our medical industry and our educational industry. So he's like, oh, there's this new technology happening where they're making like synthetic medication out of petroleum. He's like, I want to get into that because they're using my oil to make these medications. And so he got with the Carnegies and they passed this thing. It was the Flexner report. The report evaluated medical education in the US and Canada, heavily criticizing natural and alternative medicine.
Oh, wow.
So before that, the medical industry was very holistic, very plant-based medication.
Natural stuff.
And this new synthetic medication came about, and Rockefeller's like, we can own the industry in this. And so he heavily funded all these medical schools, all these hospitals, like Johns Hopkins, Harvard Medical School, Yale School of Medicine, heavily funded them, but threatened threatened to take away funding if they did not teach the practice of using the synthetic medicine that his companies owned and invested in.
Wow.
And if you spoke out against it, you could lose your doctor's license, your practice could be shut down. You had to abide by what the Rockefellers put in place for medical standards. But they were the largest investor in this pharmaceutical company called Waith, which ultimately became Pfizer.
No way.
Yeah.
Same company?
Yeah. They're literally the ones, they created Big Pharma.
This is the Webster's Dictionary definition of greed, and also probably the reason why most medications these days aren't designed to cure anything. They only treat symptoms so they can keep selling them to you into perpetuity. This is either a parasite or a sentient eyelash, and both of those options are equally as terrifying.
Imagine being on a cruise in the Gulf of Mexico yesterday and seeing this.
What in the is that? Did you see that? Oh my god! Oh my god! It just went straight to the water. Oh my gosh!
Hold on.
Where'd it go?
I still see glowing in the water.
Now, folks that are observing this entire phenomenon witnessed it go into the water, and as you can hear the guy in the background say, it went into the water with no splash. And then the second person, the woman, the second one, I guess a friend, said, I can still see it glowing in the water. So that's a third observable, whereas transmedium, it goes from air to water. Very fascinating. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. This is probably one of the best UFO videos out in 2025. And if you like stuff like this, I'm always finding some of the best UFO clips and only bringing you what I believe is real. Hit that follow button. I'll see you later. Peace.
Hopefully this is a secret military project that we just haven't heard about yet, because if not, we cannot contend with this. This makes our current human technology look like Flintstones tech. Nowadays, I actually get triggered when I see a cloud seeding plane. Nobody asked for this.
So I noticed something with some of the Taco Bell buildings. Notice that awning above the logo? Well, this one down here is to guard from the rain. This one up here is just part of the building, decoration. And considering the bottom of the bell looks like an eye with a 6 around it, I'm confident that that awning is meant to represent this. Do you see it? Yeah, you see it. Again, not all of them have that, but a good handful of them do. And because there's a 6 around the eye, a lot of the buildings only have it on 3 sides, like you see here, of course. Can't leave out how some of the logos look like a serpent eye or a reptile eye. Kinda hard to deny that one. How about the commercials from 7 or 8 years ago?
Lots of world menu items from breakfast to late night for just $1 each. 20 items for $1. 20 steps on the pyramid. Who's really behind this? Is it the Illuminati or the Bell Illuminati? Experience the power of the dollar at Taco Bell.
The Illuminati Taco Bell collab might even be worse than the Don Julio Popeyes collab.
يا الله كيف حضرت يا إبراهيم هلا هون هسه هاد جواته مارد
إن كان هنالك المارد حركه يا كعيان.
They probably just lit an incense and put it in his lamp to make a video, but I was waiting for Shaq to hop out in his Kazam outfit.
So I'm out here at the farm scouting for turkeys, and it's like between 6:55 and 7 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, I'm just going to take a good video of the sky. Is really pretty. The farm will look really pretty. And as I'm taking this video, the sky done something weird, like it glitched. And I wasn't looking through the phone. Like I was scanning the field, but I was like looking at the field and I seen the sky do it. And I was like, what the world? And I stopped the video and I went back and my phone caught it. I don't know what it is. It's weird for sure. I'll show you guys a video. Check it out. Tell me what you think. It's kind of weird.
If he truly saw it with his own two eyes and captured it on film, then this might actually be legit. It looks like it was a short circuit in the celestial breaker box.
This is an actual black pyramid alien-built structure on this asteroid. Now, I got this from the Indian Space Research Organization, ISRO, and it was in 2014, and it got in the news and everything. I messaged the company, and they refused to answer me about it, but this is legit. Within a few days, they took this video down. You judge for yourself. Look at the pyramid, look top and bottom. Is it real or is it your imagination?
Whenever they take the video down, that's how you know it might be legit. They never want us to know what's really out there.
What do you say to those people who might think this is insane?
Just come hang out with us for a bit. I bet you any money by the end of the weekend you're going to leave with a microchip. My name is Anastasia Sin. I'm a magician and a biohacker.
You can even hear my hand because my hand has like 8 magnets in it, so my whole hand is now a speaker.
Home blues.
This goes to my website. This is a LED light. There's like a TED Talk, how we're all cyborgs. You are all
actually cyborgs. Suddenly we're a new form of Homo sapiens.
It really resonated with me. My house, my car, my clothes are my exoskeleton. Without them, I'm not exactly me. So adding more technology didn't really seem that weird.
It's literally a chunk of silicone with a battery and a circuit board.
If you are someone who hacks your skin with an electronic, we call them a grinder. See what we got in the Dangerous Things kit of how to become a cyborg.
To each his own, but I know I would never get a microchip implant. I'd be too afraid somebody would hack it and start controlling me like I'm a Sims character.
So do you believe in aliens now, after all of this research?
I think they walk among us, and I think that some of you know. I think we're all familiar with some of them. I think they're right here with us. If you just don't know who they are.
I wonder if this is just his theory or if he's saying that because he actually witnessed something before, and if so, then he needs to expound on that.
About a month ago, I packed up and moved to one of the most cheerful towns in the country, a hippie enclave in Ohio. It's called Yellow Springs. And it's a bright, cheerful place filled with, loving, happy people. Which, made perfect sense for me. This is me. Very, bright and cheerful. Anyway, while Yellow Springs is regularly voted one of the most beautiful towns in the country, and it's everyone in Ohio's favorite place to go, me being me, the person who's always looking for what's hidden underneath a town, I started noticing some rather interesting symbols on the tops of the buildings. First, we have the Yellow Springs Masonic Lodge, which is on the top of the market. Now, just one lodge isn't that interesting. Freemasons are the leading fraternal organization in the world, and their societies are all over the place. Although I did think it was interesting that it was in the top of the tiny little market. But as we all know, Freemason symbols permeate all kinds of buildings. But then I started noticing more things. Like this, the IOOF. Now, my husband thought that this said 100F. He thought it was an address. The IOOF stands for the Independent Order of Oddfellows. The Oddfellows are another secret society, and they were founded in the 1700s in England. They've also got the best art out of any secret society, and I will not fight about this. And while the Oddfellows and the Freemasons do a lot of charity work, there's always some things that are a little creepy. First, charity work. The Oddfellows' motto is to visit the sick, relieve the distressed, bury the dead, and educate the orphan. They were one of the first integrated secret societies by race and gender, and they seem like really good guys. However, the Oddfellows would be thrust into the spotlight as their lodges started closing down, ironically. When these buildings were bought for new practices, people began to find very eerie things within them. Ledgers filled with ancient rituals, robes, candles, and the thing that made national news? Skeletons. Real human skeletons. It's known that these are used in the ceremony, but nobody knows exactly how. Now, I did message the local Freemasons and I asked if I could see their lodge. They heart reacted my message, but they didn't say anything else. I guess my next step is the Oddfellows. Maybe I'll even join.
If I was her, I probably wouldn't message the Oddfellows, or she's gonna end up being one of those skeletons in the basement.
Reptile demons dominate the demonic world, and they are everywhere. All demons are pure energy, negative energy. And so energy is always morphing, moving, flowing. And so the reptile demon that was walking down the sidewalk in this video was attracting negative energy and leaving negative energy behind, because it is negative energy to begin with. Earth is a low vibrational planet. This is why demons are able to roam around Earth with no problem. That's why it appeared like it was leaving little faces behind as it was walking. And because Earth is a low vibrational planet, this is why human souls cannot reside here on Earth without a body. Because the human soul is high vibrational. Unless a human soul has been turned to a demon, then it can reside on Earth in the form of a demon. This reptile entity was walking down the street looking for a house or a person to attach themselves to. So if you ever go outside at night and you start recording, the trees or the street, and the video starts looking fuzzy, stagnant, blurry, that means that area has a lot of negative energy entities. Sometimes when you go into someone's house and you feel stagnant energy, that means that house is full of demons. So basically this reptile is negative energy walking amongst negative energy, attracting negative energy and leaving behind negative energy, because it is negative energy.
There could have been a glitch in the camera, or the video could have been edited to look like this, but I do believe that there's a lot of things that exist in this realm that are just beyond our perception, so maybe.
When suddenly, he spots this.
Takot naman to. Ano ka?
A strange figure can be seen standing in the middle of the road.
Takot naman to. Ano ka?
The sighting has gone viral, with thousands of comments pouring in trying to make sense of the bizarre nighttime encounter.
If I ever go out for a walk at night and I look up and I see Master Splinter holding a cane in the middle of the street, I'm going the other way.
The world around you is a lie. Everything was buried in mud. And there was a global liquefaction event that happened, and everything sank. And it's not just Easter Island, it's all over. Major cities, we see bottoms of buildings completely buried everywhere you look. These so-called mud-flooded buildings. And what happened? Well, there's many theories, but none of that really matters. The only thing that matters is that people realize that this is not a joke, this is not a fantasy, this is real. We are standing on the remains of something that was. And many people will tell you that this never happened. But as you can see, there's clearly more to the picture than we have ever been told. And why? What happened here? How did our world become buried?
I feel like civilization has been reset many times in the past. If you think about the Ice Age or even Noah's flood from the Bible, the mud flood might just be the most recent one. But the reason why we haven't heard about it is because it was wiped from history after a certain group of people took advantage of that to gain power.
How is it doing that? But wait, John. It's about to break on its own. It's gonna break on its own.
You have to watch it until it breaks. That's when I start crying.
Watch, John. Are you watching this thing? It's not moving. No. Oh, no. Watch. Watch, John. Watch.
That hurts so bad.
Nobody listens to me. There's ghosts in here. Nobody listens to me.
Watch it. Watch.
It's still moving! It's still moving, y'all! It's still moving! It's still moving!
If it was in the air and goes
this retarded and freak out. The video just moves. It's so good. Just get around and chill out, bro. My hand's shaking. I can't. Nobody listens to me. There's ghosts in this building, and nobody listens to me. I don't know if it's demons. I don't know if it's ghosts, but there is something in this building.
Because I'm telling you, like we've seen, 8 years, stuff has just disappeared.
I'm never going here if they have a ghost strong enough to break a pool stick. I'm not trying to play haunted billiards.
The cops have a rolling roadblock. I swear to God, there's like 12 of them behind us. White dude, naked as a jaybird, on an ATV, running against traffic on I-29.
Me and my buddy started noticing all these helicopters as we're swinging onto the highway, and all the cops were kind of converging in, and it's like, what in the world is going on here?
I mean, there's state troopers, the sheriff's department, helicopters up.
And this wasn't Ben's first encounter with the law. Earlier that day, according to police, a Missouri State Highway Patrol officer saw him driving erratically in a stolen PT Cruiser with a flat tire.
That guy, yeah, what city you get him? He's right. They were trucking.
The officer tried to pull him over.
Oh, God, I can't stay with him, man. I can't do it.
McDonald's, what the?
She might as well just go ahead and finish it now. She already ate 73% of it, but this is why I don't eat at Mickey's no more, because your McDouble will have a Mick surprise in it.
This tiny shape-shifting blob is actually a robot, and it's potentially huge news for biomedicine. Developed by a team of scientists at Seoul National University and Gachon University in South Korea, PV, or the Particle Armored Liquid Robot, is designed to behave the way cells do and imitate biological forms and functions. It can ooze around tiny pillars, skim across water to reach a dry surface without bursting, merge with another PV, and swallow a glass bead, all without compromising structural integrity. This means that PV can reach areas and perform functions where rigid robots struggle. Its design resembles earlier liquid particle composites, such as the so-called liquid marbles, non-stick droplets covered by microscopic particles. PV can surround liquid with way more particles than liquid marbles. And this is important, as particles protect the liquid while it deforms to interact with the objects around it. And this leaves us with a potential biomedical application. Just imagine the robot in action when used for drug delivery and absorption, or tumor cell destruction, because this is exactly what this tiny creature is meant to help with in the future.
If they use this for tumor cell destruction, then sure, but I wonder how long it's going to take for them to figure out how to turn it into a weapon.
Oh, no! Oh, yo, what up? That is fucking cool.
As long as a car can get you from point A to point B, it doesn't matter what it looks like, but I don't think he can actually drive this yet until the graphics finish rendering. But that was the video, guys. Don't forget to sub up, hit that notification bell, and I'll catch you in the next one.